Sherrill, you used to be an editor at one point.
Yes.
Are you still an editor?
It depends.
Or are you taking up writing novels?
I have a pile this high, a physical pile of my own to do, and I have, well, there have to be 5 more of these to do. They're still in my head.
Yes.
I have 3 or 4 more screenplays to do. I don't have time to edit.
So again, in 30 seconds, tell me, pitch the story to me.
It's set approximately 1680, 1681 in Acadia, while the Acadians and the Indian people, that they call them Indian people, the Aboriginal people, got along so very well. It doesn't sound like it. There's different conflict is everywhere. Mm-hmm. There were skirmishes between the English and the French. The English would take over Port Royal and the French would take over Port Royal, back and forth, back and forth. And in this it's mostly background of the coureur de bois and the interaction between the native people and the French people that were there that was generally very good, very positive. In fact, it's one of the only places in the world where the conquering nation was not a conquering nation, where the people that came in worked together as a team. They built tremendous dikes, which is in a future story, that saved the land and made the agriculture just absolutely wonderful. And in future, 1710 actually, when the British finally take over, everything goes for shit.
Okay, thank you very much.
Reading from Death in L'Acadie, a Kesqua story. If anybody wants to know, the 8 in Kesqua was chosen by the Jesuits when they were writing names, and it tells people that the who in Kesqua is pronounced through their nose. She says she already knows that. She's approximately 15, 16 when she's writing this story. There are going to end up being 6 of these, unfortunately. There goes my life. What I'm going to read is, it's from her point of view, so everything is very different to her. 1680, Acadia, around the Port Royal. And this is the wedding reception. The feast after the wedding ceremony was not at all like ours. Genevieve would have used the word merveilleux. We all went to Claude's barn because there was enough room for everyone there. Claude and several men had moved the stalls and Gesson-Bisset over to Mathieu's new barn for a few days. Gesson-Bisset is a pig. Yes, Claude had agreed with me that he would keep Gesson-Bisset from being made into sausages like he had saved her mother, Laurie Sal, and her daughters would be safe from the frying pan as well. The men had cleaned Claude's barn all up and hung cactus cedar on the walls to try to cover up the smell of pig. The candles with their special perfumes helped too. But I must tell you about the music. It was amazingly loud and seemed to turn everyone, me too, into a frenzy of moving feet and dancing. I was used to moving my feet a certain way, so it took me a few tries to get it right, but once I did, I liked it a lot. People took turns singing, and for the faster songs, people took turns dancing alone too, up there in front of everyone with all the people clapping along and tapping their own feet. Great cheers went up whenever anybody finished their own dance and another person took over. Some of the little kids were better than the adults. Like our people, they mostly moved just their feet, but they moved them a lot faster. There were no drums like ours, but Marguerite's sister sat on a chair beside the other musicians and banged 2 backward spoons together between one knee and her cupped hand in a fast rhythm, while Marguerite's father used a metal rod to bang on a triangle, also of metal. That triangle mon oncle is using, ceci s'appelle un tiffer, explained the woman standing to my right, a cousin of Marguerite. A little bit of iron. My grandfather, Marguerite's grandfather too, taught him to play it. They made a nice sound together, and I was surprised at the different sounds that Tiferet could make depending on where Monsieur Petitpas struck it, and whether on the inside or the outside of it, or how hard. Monsieur Petitpas knew a soldier from the fort who played what they called a fiddle, a beautiful shiny red painted box with a womanly waist and strings from what would be her chin to where her legs would meet. He scraped a stick across this box to make sounds like a woman inside it was singing the highest notes possible. It made bumps on my skin to hear it. Later I saw that the stick had many fine threads from one end of it to another. Marguerite's cousin, her name was Antoinette, told me that the threads were made of catgut, but that catgut was sheep guts. I would never understand these people. Our people had many different dances. The jingle dance and the shawl dance were for women, and the fancy dance was for both men and women, but not together. The hoop dance was for anyone who could do it. When I was small, I thought I'd like to learn the hoop dance, and I got to be good at it up to 14 hoops, but after that I wasn't very good. I could do the dance, fit the hoops together like they were supposed to go, but after 14 hoops I would be paying so much attention to getting them to where they were supposed to be, and keep my feet moving right too, that I would forget to listen for the end of the song and wouldn't stop when the song stopped. I was never as good as I wanted to be, but I was good enough at doing it to show our little ones how. I heard that one time Falcon got up with 32 hoops before he tripped and fell over. Nobody laughed at him for that because nobody else had ever been able to get past 28. For our round dances, everybody could join in, men, women, and children, and even babies in their mother's arms. And we would move around in a circle sideways around the drummers in the middle. The songs would get faster and faster, and we would have to move along with the music and keep step and try not to laugh because it was hard enough work to keep that pace for so many songs.